first 9 months of Justin Trudeau's Liberal government has been a public relations change, and that's it. The central bank policies remain the same, and Harper's wars of aggression go on unabated. While some point to the fact that Trudeau withdrew Canada's fighter jets in the Middle East, Trudeau's replacing them with ground troops to help the Kurds. People who aren't interested in a unified Iraqi nation state, but who are fighting for their own independence. Trudeau's Liberals are engaging in the same nation building and Middle East destruction as the Harper Conservatives. Their stance against Russia hasn't changed either. Far from displaying any anti-NATO, anti-American foreign policy of his father, the young Trudeau is a puppet for the New World Order. The federal government, under the guise of NATO, is sending troops to Eastern Europe to counter so-called Russian aggression. In reality, Putin poses a threat to the Bilderberg elite, and through the propaganda of humanitarianism, they aim to use NATO to neutralize his power. And that's the crux of what's changed from Harper's Conservatives to Trudeau's Liberals. It's just a facelift. A public relations change. As far as any of the real issues are concerned, nothing fundamental has changed. The only difference is that you won't see Harper doing yoga poses and giving GQ interviews. The differences are minor and deliberate. While Harper governed in a secretive, top-down fashion from the PM's office, Trudeau's Liberals are setting up task forces and public consultation committees. Of course, the reasons for this is so that they can drag their feet on campaign promises that they made and won't keep. It's all part of the public relations overhaul to give the illusion that a different power is in charge, that the regime has changed, and that Trudeau is the opposite of Harper. Of course, one major difference is that Harper was more fiscally conservative, but Trudeau has openly plunged the country into the red, to the tune of billions of dollars, and he acts as if this is the only rational way to grow an economy. As if it were the government's job to invest in the country. All that amounts to is infrastructure spending that will clog up the roads and disable the economy through meaningless make-work projects that suck resources away from productive uses and funnel them into wealth-destroying projects that none of us can cease paying for. But what about the middle-class tax cut Trudeau promised during the campaign? Well, it's irrelevant since CPP contributions are higher with other taxes on the rise as well. Once again, cutting taxes for the middle class was a public relations ploy that is overshadowed by the rise in other taxes, meaning less money in your pocket. Not that it matters too much. The money still is banker-controlled fiat. And as time goes on and money loses its value, savings are eroded, and the building blocks of our free civilization are undermined. And no election will fix this crony fascist system. It's up to us. Support your alternative media sources by donating today at pressfortruth.ca/donate or by becoming a PFT patron at patreon.com/pressfortruth. This one organization that we call government has a monopoly on violence. It forces people to pay, and it is the final arbitrator of all conflicts and decisions. But there are better strategic options than voting. And please, guys, don't vote. A low voter turnout is something to celebrate.